right, well, President Trump arriving home from his first foreign trip where an emerging war room of high-powered lawyers, surrogates, and researchers is reportedly waiting to fight bad press and legal issues stemming from the Russia probe. And our next guest says a team of street fighters is exactly what the president needs right now. Here to explain, conservative radio talk show host and author of The Power of the Relentless, Wayne Allyn Root, good friend of the show. Wayne, good to see you this morning. So he needs a group of street fighters. We're hearing that he's setting up this war room. Is this really the answer to take on fake news?
Well, you're certainly talking to the right guy, because my initials are War, Wayne Allyn Root. And so I believe in war rooms. You know, this is the difference between the country club and the attack dog. And I'm not a country club Republican. I'm from the rough streets of New York, the Bronx borderline. I'm an SOB, son of a butcher. And I believe that Donald should be fighting like a street fighter. And that's how he won the election. He wasn't a country club Republican. He was the most vicious fighter ever on behalf of the Republican Party and the conservative cause and against Hillary Clinton. And I think this is just going back to his roots, excuse the pun. But once you're acting as president of the United States, just like a campaign, I think you've got to answer back, have a war room, and attack, attack, attack.
The problem, though, are these leakers. We don't know where they're coming from, and some people have reported that it could be someone very close to the administration, maybe even a top advisor. So whoever they're letting in this war room, how can they be sure that someone in there isn't part of the problem?
Well, maybe they ought to be testing them. Maybe they ought to be making sure, you know, hooking them up to the machines to making sure that they're honest, they're ethical, and they're on Donald's side. I know this much. I don't think Donald's committed any crimes. I don't think anything is going to lead to legal problems or impeachment. I think the people who leaked it should be the ones going to prison. That's the only crime of the leakers. But I think Donald needs to do more of what he just did. He was out of the country. Everything quieted down. He did a fantastic job overseas. And I would do the same thing now once he's home. I would travel the country. Don't stay trapped in Washington where all these naysayers and critics and negative people are biting at your ankles. You're president of the United States. Show your might. Travel the country. Go to football stadiums filled with 20, 30, 40,000 people that love you, and make sure they're only in the districts of Republican senators and Republican congressmen so they can see Donald's power and popularity.
And Wayne, the idea here of this war room is to sort of all this Russia nonsense is to sort of fight that compartmentalized so that he can advance his agenda on the other side and make sure the things he said he was going to get done do get done. So they're trying to do both, right, with this?
Well, I think it's wonderful. The only negative I have, well, two of them. Number one is, what took you so long? You should have had this set up from day one. And number two, don't apply it to Russia. Apply it to everything, like the CBO's report about Obamacare. What nonsense. They reported 22 million people might lose their health insurance, but they didn't mention that 100 million, like me, had my insurance quadrupled from $500 a month to $2,000 a month. What about me? Right. Someone needs to answer back every lie in the media. And I think it's time, fitting, it's Memorial Day, let's get some really brave heroes, some fighters, maybe pick up some vets and some Navy SEALs. Some people who weren't afraid on the battlefield will be the right kind of person to fight against the Democrats and the liberal narrative and the mainstream biased liberal media as well.
All right.
Well said.
Good to have you with us this morning.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, War. Thank you. Good morning.